Hi everyone, well what can I say about that yesterday? A much better performance, very encouraging, and to be honest that's what I've really wanted all in this pre-season, something that I can hold my hat on and look forward to the game against Man United. And I felt that over the pre-season games we haven't done that, and different teams and whatever is an excuse, I know that, but yesterday I felt the team was much better. But the most important thing about for me yesterday was not only the goals, was it defensively we were very strong, didn't give them a chance. Now when I look at it, the four that started played very well. Timber looked very good when he came in, obviously getting the crossing for Gyokeres. But what was more important was that when they changed that up, Ben White come on as well, and Timber went to the left. Calafiori done well, by the way. They still looked solid and didn't give up any chances. So what I'm trying to say is they changed personnel, and it still looked very good and very solid at the back. So that was a good thing. Going into midfield, I felt that Zubimendi controlled the midfield a lot better. You know, you have to say the opposition wasn't great, but I don't think the opposition was great against Villarreal, and we didn't produce that sort of performance. I thought we looked a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper in midfield. Declan Rice still not quite at his best yet, but Declan's one of those players that needs to get 3 or 4 games under his belt, and pre-season he's only sort of played bits here, bits there, but you know, certainly looking a lot better. And I thought Odegaard looked a little bit sharper as well, like, you know, so midfield looked very good as well. And then of course let's get on to the front three. I thought the front three performed. Saka, first of all, going around his man, putting in a shot which the goalkeeper saved. Then of course we get the moment that we want from a corner. Saka does well, retrieves it, plays it back to Timber, first ball in, and Gyokeres, what a header that was. And that is something that Arsenal haven't done for a very long while. They haven't looked like scoring from crosses. We always have to just work our way through and things like that, but that was just put in, one big cross going in, bosh, goal. And that is something that we're going to add to our game, and I think that's something that we really need, because that is what's been lacking in the last couple of years. So that was a really encouraging goal for us. The second goal, Saka's goal, I think was more encouraging for us, if I'll be really honest, because what it was that Martinelli got on. I think it was Odegaard that flicked it on, and Martinelli's pace took him in there. When it mattered, he drew the defender and the goalkeeper. Just a nice little work lay off to Saka, and Saka scored. So Martinelli, I thought, looked a little bit sharper yesterday, a little bit more coming down the left-hand side than in recent weeks. I think before that goal, he had a go at the fullback, going on the outside, and had a shot. Weren't the greatest of shots, but what I was encouraged was that he took on the defender and had a shot and looked very sharp. And then of course I thought Saka, that was his best game as well. Like, you know, I thought all three looked really dangerous when we was in attacking areas, and I have to say that first half I was more and more encouraged by it. And this is typical me. I'm go probably a bit over the top when we play a lot better, and than when we're not, you know. And when we're not, I probably go overboard as well. But I was really encouraged with that first half, and what it's given me is confidence going into the Man United game. I don't know how everybody else feels about that. I feel now we've got a little bit more confidence going in there, and of course we've got a week behind closed doors training, and I think they'll probably play one more game and just get their sharpness up there. And what was also very good about that, I felt yesterday, particularly in that first half, is they've done a lot of training during the week, and they looked that little bit sharper, looked that little bit fitter. I think Dan said on his show, and said on the question and answer show the other day, that we wasn't quite looking as fit as what he was hoping for us to be. So encouraging start for the first half. Once the second half starts, you start thinking then, right, what are they going to do? Obviously Ben White come on. I thought Ben White had to prove himself a little bit, not because he's not been playing well, but Timber really had a good first half, and you would probably say that back four, maybe with Miles Lewis-Skelly, maybe Arteta will go with Calafiori in there and be a little bit more defensive minded against Man United, and to be wary of that. So that could be the back four. So Ben White had to come in and produce a good performance, which he did. I thought he played very, very well second half. And Timber, you know, the man's a machine, you know, he's hardly trained that much and looks really, really good, and looks really good wherever he plays, whether it's right back or left back. So that's definitely an option for us there. Like, you know, what was encouraging for me for the second half was to see how we would go about it. There was more control in the game, and then you know, Gyokeres came off, and this is, for me, there was a key moment for us when Kai Havertz come on, because it was a counter-attacking goal. If you look back at it, like, we was pinned in down the left-hand side, we worked it, and a couple of knock-ons, and I think Saka just helped it on, and then, you know, Kai Havertz drives past, I think, 2 defenders, and you know, realistically a 60-yard run, 40 yards of that with the ball, held off the defenders and put the ball in the back of the net. That made it 3-0. But what was good about that was a counter-attacking goal. And I think that may be the way to go, perhaps against Man United next week. Hit teams on the counter-attack a little bit more, and I'd like to see us do that a little bit more, if I'll be really honest. So, listen, I think it was a good performance. All the pluses were the pluses that Arsenal needed: clean sheet, attacking players playing well, and options. You know, Madueke come on and looked decent. I've seen people saying that they think he should start in that game there. I think he's third choice at the moment for me. If you want my opinion, I think Martinelli probably starts at this moment in time. Sort of started the games on the left-hand side. I got a feeling then, if that isn't the way that Mikel's going to go, I think maybe he could go with Kai Havertz in that left channel. Like, you know, it'd be interesting to see where Kai does fit in, because I think, you know, when you pay a lot of money for a player, a backup to Gyokeres, I don't really see happening. I do see him playing in different positions, but I also do see him playing up front as well, so that'd be very, very interesting. But I thought Madueke done well. And the thing is with him now, he's another one that can play right side, left side, so we can see there. Zubamendi, I thought, was a big plus for us. He looks like he's going to be a different sort of a player to what we had last season in part. He looks like he's going to get up and down a little bit more, and I quite enjoyed the light double pivot of Zubamendi and Declan Rice, both attacking deep from different times, and so that'd be interesting to see how that develops. And I felt that, all in all, that, listen, let's not go overboard because it's only pre-season, but it was a much, much better performance. I felt we looked so much more sharper in everything that we was doing, and of course we've got another week now. And I think, you know, us fans are a little bit fickle. We need that little bit of encouragement. We need that little bit of a thing now where we need to have the confidence going to next week. I'll be really honest, after watching pre-season, I was dreading going up to Manchester next week. I wasn't looking forward to it. And the thing is now, I am. I feel that, you know, we're going to go there and give it a good go, and that's the most important thing. Getting a little bit of encouragement from this win, starting to believe that this Arsenal team can do the business. Now, at the end of the day, we don't know what's going to happen with Arsenal. We don't know where they're going to finish and whatever. But what we know is that it's going to be a little bit different with Gyokeres up front. I think that he's going to be a little bit of a game changer, and it was nice to see the celebration. But I'm a middle-aged man. I'm not going to do it. Have a good day, guys.